In this video, I'm going to be sharing the top 5 med ball punch exercises to help increase knockout power. So the med ball punch throw is a fantastic exercise to help increase hand speed, kinetic chain sequencing, rotational power, and this all transfers into faster and harder punches. The reason why the med ball punch throw is so good is because you can do a range of different variations that look so much like a punch. You can do a range of different actions that can be replicated in the boxing ring. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 variations that can look to integrate offensive and defensive work into the med ball punch throw, but mostly increasing hand speed and punching power. So first of all, this is a med ball punch throw, a 3 to 7 kilo medicine ball, and we're going to be starting right by the chin, so right by the rear hand. We're going to be in our boxing stance, slightly squat position, generate the force from the lower body rotation, pelvic rotation, torso rotation, and then deliver the punch with a punching arm. Technical cues is to make sure that we're putting as much force through that rear foot and we're driving all the way through the action. What I don't want to see is hip action to be shallow and it being more like an arm shot. And also don't want to see head coming over the front leg because we're then using the body weight as momentum there. And leaning over the front foot. It means that you're generating most of your power through transfer of the body weight as momentum rather than sitting into the shot and developing rotational power. So the next one is a med ball body shot punch throw. This is looking like a rear hand to the body where we're dipping down and we're firing towards the body. Now, this isn't particularly like going right, you're going to improve your body shots on this one, but this is like more to get that lower body involved. So if you've done a testing battery with your athletes and they're really strong through their lower body, but they're not that strong in the punching action, that means that there's something going wrong in the kinetic chain, meaning that you're not transferring that force from the lower body through the kinetic chain. So with this variation, this is engaging and increasing that lower body activation during a punching action. Into the chin again, drop down in a straight line, and we're going to bang, rotate through that action. As you can see, when I'm dropping down in that straight line, I'm not going over the front foot. I'm doing that as smooth as we can, dropping down in that straight line. And then when I throw the punch, I'm driving through, I'm not popping up out of it. We're dropping in, and we're rotating through the action. You almost like want to admire your shot. Okay, so this one is fantastic exercise for defensive action into counter punch and also looking to build up that reactiveness through the back foot to then drive through towards a punching action. So this is particularly good for springy fighters. So an example for us is Hopi Price, who's particularly springy through that foot complex. And one of his key shots is stepping back and then firing through that backhand. We put this into his program where we're starting off slightly narrower position now, rather than starting in our punching stance. So this is to make sure that we're actually in that punching stance as we stamp to the floor. And I do want it to be a stamp as well. Don't just want it to be soft. I want to hear that contact with the floor, going through the balls of the feet, and then we're boom, transferring through. And I don't mind a little bit of a foot drag as we throw the punch. The reason why is because that's showing that you're getting that solid ground contact time, solid ground reaction forces going through that back foot to then generate force into the med ball punch throw. So we step back, then we're firing through that action. Even though that back foot's dragging, I'm not propelling my body weight forward. So fantastic exercise for anybody that's looking to drop back and counter punch your opponents. So this exercise is a lateral med ball punch throw into lead hook. This is increasing that momentum and increasing that hand speed, basically getting your hand to move faster and produce more force. But there's a challenge here is to make sure that when we're actually throwing, we're not going over that front foot. So a lot of braking forces here, a lot of core control here as well. We're keeping that med ball towards the chin, slight squat position to engage the lower body. We take 2 steps, we throw, rotate all the way through the action. Now that lead hook is there, not only to help like that combination punching because we're having to control force and then reproduce force, but also it's there to get you into a better position in here because we've got that forward momentum going forward, we can easily lose our position here. So what we need to do is to make sure if we have that lead hook, throwing it from this position, it's going to be compromising that lead hook position. So that lead hook is there, we throw it, bang, bang, and then coming over. So don't try and throw it too quick, recoil, and then fire up into that lead hook. So this next one is the med ball baseball pitch throw. I like to call it the Deontay Wilder because we're just literally looking for as much power as possible to commit all our body into that right hand. A lot like Deontay Wilder. We're going to be coming up onto one leg. This is to put all of our force going through that rear leg. Basically, all that force is being generated through driving through that rear leg, throwing the ball, then throwing all of our body weight into it, just to generate as much power and force and hand speed as possible. This is overloading that force and hand speed, and this will then transfer into something as technical as a med ball punch throw and as technical as your punches that you throw as well. So we're just looking to overload that speed and force, going up onto the one knee, leaning into it. We're committing all the way into that right hand because we know that that's going to knock out our opponent. Range variations there for med ball punches for boxing. There's a load more that's included in our Boxing Science membership, so go and check that out. Our Train Like Champion membership as well if you're wanting to follow our training methods. So a monthly subscription where you can follow the blueprint to elite performance. With these exercises, I'll be using between 3 and 7 kilo medicine balls, and we'll be performing anywhere between 3 and 5 repetitions on each side. Just a quick note on the thing on the wall, this is just a plyo box that has Velcro on the wall, heavy duty Velcro. Other side of the Velcro is sewed, I'm not going to take it off now, but sewed to the back of this. And then it can be transferred up and lower or just bang in the middle. If you haven't got a reinforced wall in your gym, this is a fantastic variation to use. Thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and hopefully see you in the next video of Boxing Science. Boom!